Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear our host, Andy Albright.
Hey, guys. Appreciate you being on here. Let's see. I've got a couple of guests that are going to be on here. If you would, let's put Jason and Olga on if they are close by here, that we can get them on. I want to talk to them first. Okay, so there's two big subjects we're covering today. One is getting people to conventions, and then the other people is a very successful recruiting strategy that I've been working that I want to talk to you about. It's not complicated, and it's working. Okay, so let's do getting people to go to the event. All right. The first thing is whatever's a high priority with you is going to be a high priority with your agents. So what you do is you start with the easiest things first, and then you ratchet up the expectations. So for example, if I want to bench press 250 pounds, I start by saying, I want to bench press 250 pounds. Like, how hard is that? I want to be there. Okay. So I want to be at convention. So we start really low to train ourselves, but then we gradually raise it up really high. So for example, if I wanted to lift 250 pounds, first I write it down. That's the first thing. I put it on my calendar. It's a goal, GOAL. Okay. So let's do this. Let's say I want to train a whale to jump out of the pool and over a rope through the air. You don't put the rope up in the air and start screaming at the whale. You put the rope on the ground. You make it very easy, and then you lift the rope up higher. The same way you train yourself is the same way you train a whale or an elephant or a tiger or anything or anybody. You start low and you gradually ramp it up. But you begin by saying it and getting the details. So, and the other thing is keeping it a priority. So before I hammer that too much more, I've got two people on here looking at you, Jason Mathis and Olga Mathis, that have a massive business, and they're really, really good at this. They're really good at this, but yet I'm reviewing all the basics with them because I want them to be better. Now, the people that are not really good at this, they need to be like taking notes and paying attention really, really close to what I'm saying about getting people to the conventions. So, Olga, if you'll kick it off, just tell us a little bit about your background, high level, what you did with the airline and how you got involved with us, and then how you become one of the top sales people in the country and one of the top recruiters. Olga Mathis.
Hey, Andy, thank you so much for inviting me here to TWC. Super excited, always excited, enthusiastic about this business. And I used to be a luggage handler. I used to work for American Airlines for 25 years, throwing bags into the belly of airplane. But I always knew that was, you see? Oh, right here. Big muscles. Okay. But I retired from American Airlines, and I knew always there was something there for me. And I retired from them, and I didn't know what I'm going to do. We moved to Jacksonville. I found out about the Alliance. I started to believe immediately. I saw the Alliance. Oh, my God, I know that I have a shot here. I love the company. I love the culture. I love the system that we have. Just following the system, and that is what I did. When I start, I struggle a lot, but the most important thing that I did is that I didn't quit, and I keep doing it, and still it start to happen. And look, I cannot believe that we are junior board members now. My husband is on board. He left Bank of America when he saw $9,400 deposited in the bank account. Woo-hoo! So it's when Jason said, oh my God, my wife has a business. So it's when he started to join us.
Well, did you think you clearly had lived in America a while? You came here from Colombia, and that's where this accent right?
Yes, correct.
Do you think the accent now? Do you think that affected or bothered you, or does that hurt you in sales, or helped you? Either one.
Well, I remember that I was so scared about my accent, my English, and people make fun of me when I talk. And I was feeling like insecure and I didn't want to talk. But when I started with the Alliance, and one day I went to you and I said, Andy, I'm going to start to get classes because I want to learn good English and I don't want to have no more accent. And Andy, you said, no, keep doing what you're doing. It's working. So now when some people come to me and say, but I have a lot of accent, he said, that is going to help you. That is good. The American people say, I need to have some accent too to get better. So
hey,
no.
I wish I had an accent. I ain't got none.
Oh, God. I always say, look, Andy Albright has accent. So no, that doesn't bother at all. It just keep doing, keep believing, keep plugging to the system. The amazing system that you made is amazing. So
you know what's funny, Jason? I'll tell you and Olga this. People try to change people on things that they don't need to change.
That's right.
And then things they need to change, they don't talk to them about. You hear what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying, Jason? They're doing this when they need to be doing this. It's the opposite. They need to change this about them, but what they do is they change this. They'll be like, you got to hide that tattoo, or you can't have an earring, or you can't have an accent, or you got to do this. And I go, guys, what? Who cares? On the other hand, let's say a person's persistency, how hard they try. Now that we need to fix. If a person's a wuss, if they're just not a trier, if they're lazy, that we need to fix. We need to worry about their accent.
That's right. Right.
Or their politics. We need to change why he thinks. Like, bro, come on. What we need to do is we need to make more phone calls. He needs to make more phone calls. Or whether he loves the Apostle Paul. Like, guys, who cares? You with me? Like, there's things we need to change. You just heard this from Mark Aceta. What is one of the things that makes people like you? When you accept them how they are. They'll say, well, why don't you help if a person has no persistency, no get up and go? Why don't you accept them? Because I don't think that's who they are. I think they were born for greatness. They were born for achievement. So that's accepting them how they are. But they appear to be lazy. They appear to be content. And when you accept them for that, that's a slap in the face.
That's right.
Yeah, you're doing them a disservice by accepting it. Yeah.
Right. You're not a responsible human being if you let people do the wrong thing when they were born for greatness. Yes, ma'am.
And Breakthrough was amazing. And Tim and Nikki Long has this amazing lady. She's young, Kate. I don't know. I think you know her. She's from Colombia, and she came to me. She's awesome. And she said, oh, my God, I am scared about my accent and all that. I said, no worries. Just do it. Just do it because I feel the same, but no worries. Just go and do it.
Okay. Jason, kind of give them your take on this. And how long was it before she had that $9,000 deposit?
Yeah. Andy, thanks for having us on. God, that was, so she worked at American Airlines and then left that job, started with the Alliance, and it was about a year and a half later, and she just kept plugging away, getting better and better, going to all the trainings, hanging it out with the people, associating with the people, working on herself, just learning it little by little. And I was, of course, at, Mama Bammel, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch as a loan originator, Cubeland, USA. And that she got her license in April, and she made like $3,400 that whole year, the rest of that year. But January of the next year, she made $1,800 in deposits. And I was like, that's a better 12-month run rate than what we did last year. And by June of the following year, $9,000 in deposits. And I was fired up.
That's progression.
Yep.
It normally, and people are funny. I go, could you at least give me the amount of time you give North Carolina State University, University of Miami, or Harvard? You go to school for 4 years, you ain't making no money in that degree. But if you would study as hard as you do your freshman year, your sophomore year, you should double or triple your money. In your junior year with us, you should make some daggum big money. And there's some people that make great money out of the gate first year, and then they make the same money second year. Well, let me give you a clue. Complacency, comfort zone, enough money. The thing I like about y'all, especially Olga, she will spend that money. So I'm thinking that y'all are not going to get complacent. That's what I'm thinking.
No.
I can see y'all, Olga, one day buying a 10,000 square foot house, or at least 5,000 square foot with a swimming pool on the third floor.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Yes, we're going to.
Jason, there's a couple things I want to chat with you about afterwards, one-on-one. I thought about just now. If you'll bring them back up, say, hey, what should I have done at Breakthrough? Is there anything that you think? And then I can ask you if you did, we'll talk about it. But so I've had some pretty serious heart-to-heart conversations with some guys lately, because I don't like unused potential, people that are capable of doing 10x or 20x, and they're settling for it. Hey, you say, Andy, why do you care? Because it ain't your life. Well, it ain't my life, but it reflects bad on me if I've got a guy with potential and he's just squandering. So I've got two choices. I can go find a new guy, which I often do, or a new gal, or a new couple. But when I look around and see that talent, I just say, you're so skilled and talented. If we could get you to put your skill and talent into the action mode, we would all have a better life. Okay. All right. So let's talk about lifting 250 pounds bench press. Let's talk about getting a well to jump over a rope. Let's talk about getting an agent to national convention. So the first thing is I bring it up pretty quickly into the conversation while I'm recruiting. So we got this big deal coming up in Dallas. All our top producers are going to be there. I'd like you to get these dates in there. So I'll go to my calendar. I find out what the dates are. Let's see. It's October, November, December, January. I think it is the third week. Yep. Well, here we go. I'm not seeing it in my calendar. What do you have a date on it? Is it 19, 20, 21st, or 27, 28?
I think it's 19.
It's January 12th through the 15th in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, it is in my calendar. Okay, so January 12th to the 15th. So I actually found it, and I was serious. Like, I'm not kidding. I go on my calendar, and I say, see, it's on my calendar. Let's get it on your calendar. You ain't got to go, but we'd like for you to. So what I've just done is I've planted the seed early. It's a priority with me. A lot of people think you got to get your person making money before you tell them about anything. They think that if they get them making money, they won't quit. And I'm telling you, the thinking part right here that's wrong with people, that's wrong. There's a lot of things that people are trying to, I'm just grabbed the first thing I saw. And I was like, you see how this thing right here fits on there? And it's just like that. What if I break this off for some reason, for no reason? It's meant to keep it on there so you don't lose it. Coffee cups. The reason this is so you don't burn your hand when this is too hot. There's simple things that you need to know about life. What do we say at Breakthrough? Life's hard, but if you're stupid, if you're just ignorant on a lot of the way life works, it's harder. Like, I've just recruited some young men that are making a couple $100,000, two of them making over $1 million a year, and they're coming on board with us. If I'm teaching them, if I'm teaching them about money and they learn stuff about money, that makes their life easier. It makes their children's life easier. So life's hard if you're dumb. So these guys are not in insurance, they're not in financial planning, but they're making money, but they don't have the financial training. Okay. So the training I'm talking about is how to build a big business. Your number one priority is how many people you get to national convention coming up. So you got now, what's the date? October 5th. You got from October 5th to January, let's call it January 12th, because you really want to get them out there on Thursday night. They can come in early Friday morning, but I'd get them in Thursday night if at all possible, unless they're dead broke. So you come in on Friday. So we start, how many people you got there will determine the next 90-day explosion you have. So that needs to be a priority. So, but Andy, we got to get making money. I know that. Here we are. Here's here, and here's January 12th. From now till then, from here to here. So there's a lot of things that got to happen in between here. And the first thing is you start here, planning on here. We got an event coming up in Houston. Right now we got 100 people booked into Houston to the AIG headquarters. We can do 10 or 12 more. Okay. So that event coming up, that's on ARC. I can pull that up, and I'm just going to say we got an event coming up in Houston. We've got one coming up in Fort Lauderdale. So here we are, October 5th, January 12th, January 13th. Which one was going to say? Let's go with January 12th. So January 12th. In between here, we've got Houston. I'm in Atlanta on Friday. So every time I'm thinking the end in mind is January 13th, January 12th, Dallas, Texas. Let me just make sure my wife's texting me, make sure I ain't messing up something. Water. Sparkling water would be great. She hears my voice scratching, wants to know what I need. Okay. So from here to here, there's a lot of things going to happen, but I always know the end in mind, Olga. Have you been guilty, Olga, of doing a training session and not remembering that this is the end in mind? Yes?
Yes.
Olga, have you done that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once you get a person locked in, what do we got to do? So they're locked in. What else is there to do? What else? I mean, this is kind of a tricky question, but once you got them locked in, Jason, what else we got to do?
See if they got a friend that can come with them.
That's why you're winning, Jason. These are simple questions that you need to know like the back of your hand. Once they're locked in, your job is to get two legs underneath them locked in. Look, our work is never ended.
That's right.
There's stuff to do. Thank you, baby. There's going to be stuff to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're saying 13th to the 15th, but I'm saying it starts the 12th because I want them there tonight. But they come in 13th. I don't care. Okay, now, I say things like, I don't care if you go. It don't make no difference to me. You go. It's not my life. Use those lines. But listen to this. If we're going to be friends and we're going to build a business together, I need for you to be at our national convention. And I need for you to meet the carriers. I need for you to network with people all around the country because you're going to hire people in Indiana. And if you've already met Megan Wood and you're friends with Megan, Megan will help you more with your person. If you know people in Melbourne, Eric Belair will help you. If you know people in Louisville, Kentucky, the Levitovich will help you. In Tampa, Andy will help you. Brandon Manley will help you. If you're over there in Jacksonville, Riddle will help you. Oh no, it's networking like crazy. So at some point, Olga, you need to ask the question, will you or are you considering going to the event? Yeah, I want to go. Okay. Have you bought a ticket? No. Do you know how to buy a ticket? Do you know how to buy a ticket? Do you have credit cards you can buy a ticket? Because I'm going to tell you how to get to an event. Let's say we're here and we want to get to that event. What you first do is you say, I want to bench press 250 pounds. I want to get to that event. Okay. So do you want to go to that event? Yes. Okay. So if we got, what's holding you back? Do you have a scheduling conflict? Is it a money conflict? Okay, so when you're in a house, Olga, and a person don't want to buy a policy, I'm guessing you asked, what's the challenge? Like, what's holding you back from making that decision? You do this, right?
Yes, that's right. That is what I do. And one thing that I do, Andy, is when somebody say, well, I don't know if I can go to the convention, I say, okay, put it in your schedule right now. Right now it's $199. Let's buy. Because if you don't have it in your schedule, you're not going to go. So put it in your schedule, buy it, and let's start to look for the flights. Because if you buy the flight right now, it's super cheap. Round trip, like $200. But if you wait to the end, it's going to be $700, $800. So it's going to be hard. So we start to talk about buy now. Let's look for the tickets. Let's see the hotels, not wait to the end.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the higher moral, the moral high horse. Okay. A lot of people try to use a moral high horse with me. They say, I'm not a pushy person, inferring that I am. They say they are not pushy, they're inferring. So what they've done is they got on a higher moral high horse, Jason. You see what I'm saying? They got me under the barrel. They done got me down, pushed down. You with me? And so I do this, Olga. This is how I get on the moral high horse. With my children, Olga, sometimes they disagree with me, and I want the best for them no matter what. And so, Olga, I want the best for you.
Okay.
And sometimes you ever have to say things, Olga, to your children that you didn't want to say?
That's right. Yeah.
Now, if I had to do over and I was going to play athletics, I'd go to more seminars. I'd pay the coaches. True that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, if you're committed to this business, you want to be successful, this is not optional. Yeah. I can say, I'm role playing right down with you, Olga. I can say it don't matter, but the truth is, Olga, you need to do anything. If just like my child, I got to tell you, you got to do whatever you got to do to get there.
That's right. That's why
you got to jump on that horse.
Right. That's why no matter how the weather is, if I cannot fly, I'm going to be driving because I have to be there. And I have to show the example too.
People are funny. They think if they've got a excuse that works, then it's a reason.
Right.
In other words, if they're not there for an excuse, they say, it's the reason I wasn't there. And I go, it's still an excuse. And you're setting a terrible example for your children. See, because they say, I ain't got no downline that I'm setting an example for. You're setting an example for your children. They see you make up an excuse. No. I didn't make up an excuse. My mama really did die. I'm not making an excuse. There really was a hurricane. I'm not making an excuse. They really did cancel my flight. I'm not making an excuse. I really did have a bellyache. I'm not making an excuse. I really did have a wedding planning. I'm not making an excuse. My child really did have COVID. I'm not having an excuse. I had COVID. I'm not making an excuse. It's a reason. A reason that works is a successful excuse. So I'm having these conversations with people that I care about one-on-one, Olga. One-on-one. Because if I get you up in front of audience and beat you up like that, no bueno. No good.
Right.
But one-on-one, I'm going, seriously, I need for you to step up and be a leader. Please. I need more leaders on my team. And leadership. So I'm preaching leadership. Now, I promise you, I want to try to help you. So so you're 32 or you're 28 or 24. If you're over 18, go, all right, so you're 20 years old. And so far, whatever you've been doing has created this void of $5,000 credit limit. You don't have a credit card that's got $10,000 limit on it. Jeez Louise, Margaret. You see what I'm saying? In other words, it's a little embarrassing that you don't have money at this age to go to an event that's going to cost $1,000. Now, if you say, I've got a credit card, I've got plenty of money, I just don't think it's a priority. Tell me that. And if they tell you that, now it's your job to convince them that the priority is this event coming up. Because if you don't convince them, you're the one that failed. Now, it is kind of like selling a policy. You find $1 million, you want to go get Chris Norris to help, you want Amber to help. I'm with you fellas. Yes. So it's the same thing with an event. So you press, we don't make them cry, but then you bring them to Fort Lauderdale to the meeting I'm at, and they hear me talk about it. You bring them to Tampa, and you hear Andy Riddle talk about it. You introduce them to Brian Rojas, and Brian Rojas pitches them on it. So the more people that pitch them on national convention, the more successful you're going to be in getting them to be there. So I'm trying every little nook and cranny. Now, here's the other thing. I tell people it's everything, but I'm not going to be mad if they don't. And I'm not. I'm literally not. But here I am, for those that didn't come to the last one, telling them the same thing, and they didn't go, and I don't care whether they do or not, but if they want to build a business, if they want to have a significant impact on people, they got to be at this national convention. So it's a bit of just relentless pursuit to get people around the big deal. This is how I do it. I care.
Right.
Like if a kid wants a puppy, he got to be relentless about that puppy. Or if I want Jane to bake an apple pie, you got to be relentless. I remember I was on a kick one time. She said, "What do you want for dinner?" I said, "Pork chops and applesauce." And she thought I was kidding. I said, "I'm not kidding. I sure would like some pork chops and applesauce." And I just stayed on there until one day she cooked me pork chops and applesauce. I was happy as I had good sense. But you can't just ask and let it float away, can you, Jason?
No, I was just thinking, you just hammer it nicely, big smile. What's your calendar look like? You going, let's get your ticket. What's stopping you? What's not stopping you? Okay, let's solve this issue, solve that issue. You care enough to help them solve their issues. Or give them an ID. I'm
an adult.
Right.
I'm a mature adult. I'm not a wussy adult. I'm not one of those parents that don't discipline their kids. I'm a parent. I'm a mature parent. I'm like right out of the book. You know, I can't put up with this. All right. So until you get it a priority in your mind, Jason and Olga, and I know it is, but I've still got to be talking to you. It's got to be that utmost. When you get to this event in January, you think to yourself, I did everything I could do.
That's right.
Hey, I was reviewing this with a guy today earlier about babysitting too. Now, y'all's kids are adults and my kids are adults. Now, we don't have to think about it. But you know what? For us, we still got the dogs. Like, it is a high priority that our dogs get top quality, top notch care, and they're not a reason we can't go somewhere.
Right. No excuses.
No excuses. But hey, no excuses, but we can't leave them locked in a closet.
Right.
We want somebody to play with them, feed them, take them to the vet if something happens. I know that sounds crazy, but when our kids were little, we had two couples, sometimes three couples. If this one couldn't do it, we get the next one. But the one time a couple couldn't do it, Jason, we put this couple in charge. They were now the A team. We called them first every single time. And this couple would say, "Why don't you call us anymore?" We go, "We will if they ever can't." But we switched to them when y'all couldn't. And we paid so good, they were mad. They were mad that they missed one event. And I go, "Yeah, I know what you mean." So we had two couples that could take our kid, like if if our kids are being watched by a couple. So if one of them died, we still had the other one to take care of. If one of them got sick, we had the other one to take care of. If one of them was holding the blood and keeping them from bleeding to death, the other one would drive to the emergency room. The kids have always been a high priority with us. Because so, I love mine so much, I ain't willing to leave them. I go, I don't know what kind of love that is. That's a different kind of love. That's read the books. Read the books about parenting. if you never leave your children for a business or a sport or something that's a priority for you and your wife, then your kid will copy that. They may be they might hang to you and not be willing to leave and go to college. When Spencer left to go to a private high school, there was no fight. He knew what staying by himself and being, living his own life. And he moved up to New Hampshire. It's so this ties into going to conventions, Jason. You see that? It's that higher moral horse. High horse. I love my kids more than you do. You leave your kids. Really? Really? What book did you read that in? What parenting? James got several books that thick on parenting, and none of them say that you should use them as an excuse. None of them that I've ever read say use your kids as an excuse. So what I'm doing, Jason, is trying to ask them to be mature adults. He said, you can't tell me how to live. I'm not telling you nothing. Read the book. Read the book. It's not me. Read the book. Well, I don't read. Well, I believe you. I'll do my own parenting. I'll figure it out for myself.
Yeah, leave the kids because you want a better life for them. So that's why you have to be there.
Well, yes, Olga, but hear what I'm saying. By setting the example and being committed, it lets your kids see how to be committed.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Like I saw how hard my daddy worked, so I'm willing to work hard. But
it's no longer theory.
Say again?
It's no longer a theory.
Right. And they don't have to look at somebody else's daddy like Michael Jordan, who goes to work. You with me? And they don't have to look at you. So I'm trying my damnedest not to beat anybody up. I'm just telling you, these are the things that set you apart when it talks. Now, watch this. Now I go, time out. Okay, we're good. All right, so we got you locked into convention. You're going to figure out how to get the money. You got to get treasured. In other words, but then we got to stop and say, all right, let's talk about selling. Let's talk about how many dollars you're making. Let's talk about your closed ratios. Let's talk about referrals. Let's talk about annuity. So I'm not against teaching every single thing. It's just I have a priority system. Number one, the event. Number two for me is getting people under you. And number three is selling. But really, it's selling and recruiting is like the number two thing. The event's number one, and then selling and recruiting. The other thing is friendship too, like as in, I want people to be, like if Brian Adams calls a meeting, it's a priority for me because he's my friend. I've been friends for going on 16 years now. I've never let him down. I don't want to let him down now. So it's a relationship thing. It's a relationship thing, Jason, but I also know it's a business thing, and I ain't no idiot. I'm going to be there.
That's right.
I mean, the last thing I need is me need something, and then he knew I wasn't there when he called a meeting. Me and him had that conversation the other day talking about attending meetings, and he was just talking about how with his staff, when he says meeting time, we're going to do a meeting time. He's just very bold about it. So, all right. So y'all have heard me teach on training. I do the questioning game. We've got, by the way, I want to, if the university has changed now, I want some advertising for that to go out because we had some huge improvements on NaaUniversity.com that made everything easier to get to. But gosh, you talk about product training is so important and understanding it. So I'm 100% for all that, but you can't online get people to events. A lot of it's one-on-one. Okay. Oh, here's one other big thing. Let's say Jason hires Marnie, who hires Brenda, who hires David, who hires Michael. Okay. Well, Michael, and you're up here, Jason, you talk to Michael like you personally birthed him, like you raised him, like he's your child in a nice way. I'm not talking down. I'm saying you go down there and you talk to them like you care if they're there one-on-one. And that's hard for people because they want to have, if they got a group of 6 people, they want to do a blast. They want to do a post. They want to do a conference call that goes down like this to them. They want to call at them and talk down. You need to go individually here and say, "What's up, boss? We need to get you booked into that event."
You got to care.
You got to care, and you got to skip everybody else and go down yourself. And it's a lot of work to do that. Because what you want to do is tell one person, and then he tells 32 people. But the problem is they can't do it as good as you can, Jason. All right. Does this help? Is this a reminder of some stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It just takes work and getting to people and going to see them and caring enough to slap them on the back and tell them this is how we do it. This is how.
A lot of work, Jason.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just like growing muscles is easy. The trick is you got to do it. It's like losing weight. It's easy. The trick is doing it.
Oh.
But now watch this. Let's say I try to eat more Snickers bar. Hey, how about this? Crunching on Snickers bars, thinking that I got peanuts and they're healthy for you. That is not good thinking. Watching exercise videos, thinking that'll help you.
You're getting all the theory without doing the work.
Lying on your sizes, how big your arm is, lying, or looking at it going like, that's pretty good progress. And like you see it, like, what are you looking at? What do you see that makes you think your arm is bigger?
And this is exactly what your children see and your other agency owners you work with. They see this, they see right through it.
Right. Right. Now, if people are on this call and they're offended, what are we going to do? Go, hey, we're sorry. We're just trying to tell you the truth. They'd be like telling you how to win a baseball game or a football game and lying to you. Got to tell you the truth. But watch this, Jason. If they're not on this call,
they can't
they
be
don't
offended.
hear the call. Sir? Say again, Jason.
They can't be offended if they're not on the call.
No. And let's say a person is struggling getting their people to these meetings. Well, if they got them to look at a Zoom call that comes right into their house, is for free, they don't need transportation, and they don't need childcare. Can you get them on the Zoom call?
Yeah. That's low barrier.
Low barrier.
That you put a rope on the bottom of the pool for that whale.
Bottom of the pool. You get him to watch a Zoom call. Now maybe we can get him to come to Fort Lauderdale. Get him to Fort Lauderdale, maybe we can come to Dallas. But I start talking about Dallas here, and then I start trying to get them to do things. I say, you ain't got transportation, you ain't got money, and you ain't got childcare. Well, can you watch the video? Can you watch the Zoom today? So you start with the low barriers, the low rope. Spencer gave me he got me a pink bar to do the CrossFit. He's like, try this, see if you can lift that up. I was like, gee, thanks. But it's the same thing. He lowered the barrier. I think he actually got the pink bar for Meredith.
I was going to say, is that pink bar for girls or guys?
It's for Meredith. But I think I had to use it a couple times. You got these weird exercises. The point is, you didn't do something easy. As he said, if you can't do it for real, let's do it halfway or let's do it third way. Here's people say, well, if I can't do it all the way, I ain't going to do it. What? What? It starts with a little bit of progress.
Right.
What else can we do? Here's the book. Here's an article I can give you on leadership. Here's a book I can give you on leadership.
Hey, another
audio.
If they just can't go, you can try to find someone in their agency that can go, and that might fire them up.
Yes.
And
so
help them.
Low barrier.
That'll help
them. Read a book. Give them a book on leadership and ask them to read it. I can't get them to come to convention because it costs $350 or because it costs an airline flight. Well, can you get them to read a $20 book? How much does that cost? Because that book, that $20 book, is going to tell them that they need to be at the meeting with a bigger team. That's what it's going to say. So if you get them to read it, it should loosen them up that they're more receptive to the idea. You send them audio that talks about it. Now they don't even have to crack the book. They can walk down the beach. They can walk around the neighborhood. They can walk around their living room and hear the audio telling them stuff with incredible credibility, how important it is to attend meetings. I've lowered the bar to reading a book, listening to an audio, or jumping on a Zoom. And then I raised it up a little bit. Hey, can you meet me in Fort Lauderdale? We got a guy right now, I'm not sure if he's listening, but he's driving over Friday morning so that he can ride with me to Atlanta.
Wow.
We've been talking to him about stuff. He's going to drive over, it's an hour, and then ride with me or fly with me to Atlanta. Like, I'm trying to make it so easy. I actually was going to meet him in Orlando. He had a wreck on the way to the meeting. That meeting I did in Orlando the other day, and he was not able to make it after the wreck. I said, all right, we got to make this easy. So all these, matter of fact, that's getting into this recruiting strategy. I'm gonna switch to Jake and VeRae if they're available. Proud of what you guys doing. I see what's happening in your business. I do want to talk to you afterwards. If you'll holler at me, okay?
Thank you, Andy.
All right, love y'all. Proud of y'all.
Thank you.
I'm not kidding. Y'all killing it. Jake and VeRae.
Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
y'all in the same room there.
Yes, sir.
So these people that I'm recruiting off of social media, and it's funny because people think that you got to have like 10,000 people. It helps you if you have a good social media, but you ain't got to. Okay. If Brian Adams, he does not have a powerful social media. He's a powerful person, but social media is just not his priority, and it does not need to be. Okay.
Got it.
But let me tell you this. He does need to be talking to the right people. So I want to talk about the right people, first of all. And the other thing is, it is a lot of work with the sharper people. It's more work than it is with the dumber people. Like dumber people, hey man, we do donuts, and they show up, right? But somebody that's busy as hell or has a job making $40,000 or $90,000 or $120,000, and they got a family and they're busy as hell going to church or Lions Club or whatever it is, they're harder to recruit than a person who don't have a job. And I like people that do not have an insurance license unless it's like, I know there's people with American Income and people that, they just have no leads, no leadership. There's some other companies like that. But to me, I would just assume, usually they recruited some bad people. It's not all the time, but I like to have sharp people that can get their license in a week, and I can train them on everything to do. I've had more luck. And I'd say in the last 90 days, I've recruited more people making more than 100,000 already than I ever have in my life. When I was 27, the first people I started recruiting was people that was making the same amount of money as me, and I was not making that much money. They told me not to recruit people lower than me, try to recruit people that are higher than me, but I was uncomfortable with the higher than me. And they said, and I'm telling you, if you're not comfortable, that's probably better. If you're comfortable, it's usually somewhere you need to get out of that comfort zone. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to recruit people that ain't making as much money as you. You're going to recruit people that are not as educated as you. All that's okay. But it does not need to be our focus. And the sharper the person you recruit, their network is going to be sharper than if you recruit this person. Their network is just not as bright as this person's network. Okay? So if you have you recruited anybody lately that's got a decent social presence?
I would say like somebody currently that's got a better social presence than us, I think, is a girl named Sarah on our team. She's
What's her last name?
Seifert.
Spell it for me.
Seifert.
I'm just looking to see if I can see it. Is it?
I'll send you a screenshot of the name so you can find it.
Is this it right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Life. She's got life. I can't. Life of Sandro. Life of Vallejo. Trying to understand it. Lover of all things. Lavender.
Yeah, those are her boys' names, her sons.
Oh, that's cool. So, and then she has wife spelled out. It's pretty cool. So she's got 543 followers. So if you click on followers, yeah, it's not clicking out. You can see who she's got.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing you want to do is go to that or their Facebook and say, do you have anybody that you think are great, that you really, really, really know them, like them, they trust you? Because ideally, that's what we do is hire 7 or 8 or 10 that you really, really know and trust. I cannot figure out why I'm clicking on it and it's not listing there. Normally,
that was one of the questions we asked her. And like, for example, she put 6 people in class, 3 just got licensed this week. So
shoot, she did that.
Mm-hmm. So Jake's been helping a lot with that. But yeah, she reached out to the people, got them on the phone with Jake, put them in class, and 3 popped through with their license this week. Yeah.
Okay. So at some point, if those, first of all, we go to those 3 people. Let's say, did you spend money recruiting her?
No, she kind of recruited herself. I used to work with her at the dental office. She's a hygienist and I was an assistant, so I kind of worked under her.
So my brilliant son said you have to follow them before you can see their people. Okay. So what you would do is follow her, and now once she accepts you, then you can see all of her people. Okay. Now you spent 0, but she's worth minimum of 100,000. That's the way I see her. Looking at hers, I'm going like, I would spend a lot of money. You with me? I'm looking at her going like, damn, God, she's, sharp, young kids. There's a lot of reasons I would want to spend more than 100,000. Now, I'm not want to give my money away. Was she at Breakthrough?
She was not. She was at Reno, but not Breakthrough.
Okay. So if she's watching here, we'd say we want to get her to Dallas. We don't care that she didn't go to Breakthrough. We wish she had. Yeah. Okay, let's focus on Dallas, right?
She got her Dallas
flight.
flight.
Say it again.
She has her ticket to Dallas and her flight.
Okay. So now we got to get people under her going, right? All right. So it's kind of like if you strike out in baseball. All right, time to hit. Or if your favorite player drops the ball, pass hits him right in the hands and he drops it. You don't hate him forever, but you really, 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 really wish he'd have caught that football. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you lost the game, you're like, yeah, if he'd have caught that. And I go, yeah, there's a lot of other things that we could have done too, so we can't blame it on him. We can't blame him on him. But this next game, we need to get our gloves sticky, right? So we got to make sure that we don't miss the ball again or that she don't miss Dallas again. Okay, we're not mad. We just got to move on. We got 100% focus. So the next thing is, if she say to use her 3 more, so she does 3 more and she don't recruit them, because we don't want to stop with just 3. We kind of want to get 9, 12 people that she trusts, and let's jump down under her. Not yet. I mean, you get those 3. Let's go to those 3. Now watch this. Where is she located? Right.
She's here in Albuquerque.
Okay, so the 3 people that she went to, we want to go to those.
Yeah. So
I'm just sending.
2 are here in Albuquerque, and then 1 is in California that just got licensed.
Okay, where in California?
That's her brother Evan. He's gonna come catch up with us. He's like an hour east of Dana Point, where we'll be in 3 weeks for the CFG deal. So he's gonna come hang out with us.
Brilliant. So are y'all invited? Are y'all staying at the hotel and everything with us?
Yes, sir. Yep.
I know.
That
Right?
means we picked y'all.
Yeah.
Or it means that your upline was in Romania and couldn't be there, so then we went to you.
Either way, I'm fired up.
You was next on the list. Okay, so let's say you didn't have a free trip booked out there. I would say you need to go. So I just sent a message to you, girl. It said fired up. Hopefully she's watching. Right?
Yeah, she's on. Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you this. What I would say to her is, I would put. I like everything she's got. Oh, I love the stuff she's got posted. All lifestyle. I like the baby that's a cute picture. The baby in the window, that's cute. Stuff like that is really cool to put up there. I don't know if she's into real estate, if she's into financial planning, financial services, but I would probably put something, not we're hiring. Not like just saying I'm hiring, I've now started financial. No, just put insurance. Look at a high quality. I'll show you mine. I think I'll show you mine. Yeah, I can show you mine. So mine says, you see, insurance, real estate, private equity, venture capital. And people say, like, I don't do all that stuff. Aren't you with us? Because if you're with us, you're part of a venture capital deal. Now, if you don't know what venture capital means, don't put it your own there. If you own a house or rent a house, you're into real estate. You want to look diverse, but you don't want to. If you don't have to put real estate on there. I don't care. Some of you have your name in a book that we wrote. So it's called How to Save Smart. I forget the name. I got it. Where's the one
Smarter, not harder.
What is it? Say it. What is it?
With the Save Smarter, not harder.
Is your name in there and as an author?
No.
Well, then you can't say you're an author unless you wrote a book.
Right.
But if you're in that book, you can list yourself as an author. Do y'all want us to do another one so y'all can put y'all's name in it?
I want to be an author.
That'd be awesome.
You're gonna jump in this time?
Yeah.
And risk $250? Holy cow. Okay. So you want to, let's see, I'll look at some other good ones. So the biggest thing, what you don't, and you want to take off, like, nobody wants to get, no offense, but nobody's looking to get in business with somebody who's, I don't want to be negative, like I just, like some of these stuff people post, it's, my wife will be like, that's terrible. Or I'll look at it and I go, no, why did you do that? People go like, you make it fun. No, just take it down. If it's silly stuff, Oh, and passive aggressive never looks good. It's funny because most time people are passive aggressive but don't know they are. Almost like they need somebody that they trust to tell them not to put stuff up. I'm looking for another good one.
We Elijah Salazar. That's somebody Jake reached out to. If you want to look at his Instagram, but
I will. Here's a good one. It's Kelly. Helping women find confidence through beauty and mindset practice. Beauty, positivity, and confidence. Digital creator. Now, if you're not a digital creator, don't put it on there. Are you sending me somebody, or you give me a name?
yeah, Jake's.
I'll send you. This is a buddy we went to high school with. He's not working with us yet. This is one. But this is someone I thought of while we were at Breakthrough when you were talking about it. Someone who's got a strong following.
Oh, so you're thinking about sending him a message, right?
Yeah, he's someone that I've got his number. So yeah.
Okay. Now, if I got their number, I'm calling them.
Right.
Okay. So here, let me tell y'all, let me kind of get to high level. Here's what we've done. We found like 1,000 people that fit the description of what we do. So let's talk about y'all, like what y'all should look for that are people like you. So y'all are young. Y'all have a real young family. Y'all started having kids when you were really young. So I don't know if there's a group on Facebook or Instagram or a hashtag young mommy, young mothers. I bet you there is.
Right.
Yeah.
So we didn't do it. We hired somebody to do it. And so right now we're telling people, we don't want people, like one guy backed out, don't want to do it. We don't want everybody to do it. Okay. But if you're broke, you can't do it with us because we can't do it for free. But you can start looking for hashtags and find 500 people that are young families, young mommies. Well, I wasn't single. I was, I had Jake. Okay, who cares, right? So we could find young daddies. What else do y'all do? Do y'all play the flute, or y'all have any unique? Y'all like? I know what y'all like. Y'all like riding those 4-wheeler things, don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, guess what we need? And see, I saw y'all post something like that. We need people that like riding 4-wheelers and they got a job and they got decent social media. So pay somebody. If you got a secretary, try to find it. Show them how to do it. First, you go in there and see how easy it is. It is easy. While I was on stage, I sent a guy a message, and I wish I could find it because this guy's super sharp. Had like 30,000 followers. I'm about to find this guy. And I said, "Damn, Bo, you are doing a great job with your social media." It's funny that I probably can't find it again because I've got so many people. I've got so many sharp people I'm talking to. I forget their names. I've got Hannah and Patrick helping me keep an Excel spreadsheet of all. See, we're going to have a guy blow up, and here's what y'all going to say. He got lucky. No. It's because I've got so many people that I'm dealing with. Like I just remembered this guy. I sent him that message. Just real good looking, had a bad to the bone social media. And while I was sitting on stage talking to y'all, I sent him a note. And he came back. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate that. So now, ideally, I'm going to send him another note that says, "Hey, man, I got something. I have a financial business that's done good for me. I'd love to chat with you about it if you're open to chatting." Can y'all send me a message Send me a message. I'll send you some of this stuff. If somebody could just copy this stuff, it's not complicated. I don't want you to copy what I'm doing. I want you to do what you need to do. So you got 4-wheelers, you got young families or young mommies, young daddies. And I know you're older now, but you were young and you can relate to them. I don't know Okay, what else? What else do y'all do? What's another hobby or?
Traveling. We love traveling. That's why
Okay, so travel agents are people that like travel. They're coaching on travel. There's a lot of people out there that they love to coach and they love to travel. So you go to those people, say, hey, we found something. So first you compliment them, their social media, their look, then hit them with, and you don't wait for them to reply. Go ahead and hit them with, I've started this financial thing on the side. It's really helped with our travel. It's portable. Just a couple little things if you're open to chatting about it.
Did you want us to send you a message on your phone or Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah, see Elijah. So that way, photographer, Arizona. Beautiful. Love this. He's a photographer in Arizona. So if he adds financial services, he can add insurance, financial service, investments, something like that he's interested in. Tracking with me?
Right.
That's what I would add to his. Everything else looks good. And you got to be delicate taking people to pull down some dumb stuff, right?
Yeah, I had a girl we went to high school with, and I looked at her profile, and it was all kinds of travel: Puerto Rico, Maui, Washington D.C. And I think she just sent me a message back now, and she said she's been traveling because she got a Southwest Airlines credit card. I was like, that's smart. And so I told her, that's kind of like what you said, especially, found this insurance biz, especially when they send us on free trips. Love it. And she said, oh, nice. Currently at work, but I'd be down to hear.
Text. Here's what I'd say. Call me right now. I'm free for a minute, or I'm busy. Call me right now, and then send your number. And then below, post your number again so they can just copy and paste it. And then after that, so the third message would be, if you can't talk right now, just text me and we'll figure out when we get 5 minutes together.
Got it.
Hey, listen, my staff, people are asking me how to sign up for the Houston AIG thing. Could we post that on the private Facebook? Post a big thing where people can click on it and get into the AIG.
Yes,
and
sir.
also do the same thing for Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, sir. We'll get it posted before this call's over.
Thank you. What we should do is anytime I'm talking about stuff like that, we should try to get it up in the private Facebook or whatever. And one of my agents that I'm working with is texting me now, trying to. I hope they're watching the show. I hope if I'm working with somebody, I want them to be on my shows. I want them to be, because this is important stuff that they're going to ask me about later. And I'm like, oh my God. I get time to do stuff 3 times. Okay. All right. So let's go back. So you want to get on the phone with her. Okay. Because I know, here's what people say. Today's day and time, people don't talk. They text and they message and they DM. Yes, they do too. Like, as in, I know kids 23 years old that use the phone that make 200,000. I know kids that make 40,000 telling me that people don't do that. Yes, they do. I know them. The ones making crazy money are good at presentations. They're good at talking in person. They're great on the phone. They're great on FaceTime. I'll FaceTime in a heartbeat with these new people I'm dealing with. By the way, update on the guy he's making over 125,000. I sent him a message. Let's just keep in touch. He texted me. I texted him back. Now we've talked. I know all kinds of stuff about him. We're going to meet. We're in Dallas. We're already set up a meeting. Boom. Cool. And we set up a conference call 3 days from when I was talking to us. He's busy as hell and I'm busy as hell. We set up a call. We got on a call. We hit it off. And then after we hit it off, he sent me some more messages. Says, how did you find me? Seriously, how did you find me? What made me stand out? You got to be ready to answer. And here's what I said to him. I said, I've actually hired people to look through a profile of upwardly mobile young people that I want to connect with because I really want to help them be successful. I think it'll change America. I think it'll make a difference in my life. It keeps me young. And so that's how you got picked. Now, a lot of times my social media people, my selectors are wrong. So a lot of people they're picked, they're not that good, but you are, because he is. Now watch, you can't say that because you're looking for them yourself. You say, I was just looking for interesting people that might join our business. And I thought about people that travel a lot. So I picked you because your social media looks good and it looks like you really do enjoy travel. Boom. That's what you say. You're just honest, simple. But now we got to figure out how to press flesh. We got to figure out how to get in touch with them and go see them. And then here's the other thing. I turn around, I go, Patrick, call this person, make friends with them. Hannah, call this person, make friends with them. Spencer, call this person, make friends with them. In other words, I try to get more people to tangle that web so that we can lock them in, because they might relate to Spencer more than they relate to me. They might respond to Brandon Manley more than they relate to me. You tracking with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I had one guy do this, and he just got overwhelmed with the amount of people. Okay, here's what I do. Call timeout. Stop sending it. You're dealing with 20 people. Stop for a while. Take those 20 people and get them 20 people. Out of 20, about 3 of them are going to be way more open to building a business. Take those 3 and get them 20. You may never start hiring in width again if you got 10 legs just smoking and taking up all your time. You can create a $2 million income, $200,000 a month income from 10 legs. These people that have only 2 legs, I would desperately try to get leg 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because you don't, it just, like, there's people out there begging to get in this business. Your profitability is going to be in your width. I know our compensation system is unbelievable and you can get promoted with just 2 legs. I know. I helped design it. I helped okay it. I was in charge of it. I get it. I know how it works. I also know to tell you there's massive profitability in getting 3 or 4 more legs going that are really good. I know you'll have to work. I know you'll be busy. I know it'll cost money. So next thing is, for you guys, when you get somebody, you want to go to them. You're not trying to waste money, but go to them. Mail them my book, overnight my book to them. Overnight activity, get them in class. Like all these people that we're recruiting are in various points of getting their license. But I guarantee you, if I can get them in person, they're going to speed up. But it costs money. And then if I get underneath them and get a guy underneath them that gets in class and goes fast, it'll push them. It'll push them to go fast. Or I just start working with this person because this person won't get through class. Right. So the only difference is, to me, you could go to Walmart or you could go to a bank. You could go to a gas station and look around and meet the sharpest people you want to. But with social media, you can search and look at them and see what, and then hit them with a message, and then hit another one and another one and another one and another one. You can, or you, once you train somebody, you can pay somebody to send those messages. All right, I'm looking for questions for y'all or anybody else, because there were a lot of questions.
So, because I think I might have had it like once or twice, and I believe you touched on it when we were at Breakthrough. When you've got someone, you compliment them, you say, hey, was reaching out, for example, saw you like traveling. This insurance biz has helped us travel a ton more. You ask them, hey, got a minute to talk today? They're interested. You send them your number. What if they don't text you or send you their number back? What's like another action step that you use?
A lot of times the favorite word they know is their name. So if you didn't text me back, I might text Jake with a question mark or Jake with exclamation marks.
Got it. Is there any?
Just remember, dude, people are funny, man. They don't look at some look and then I've stirred a lot of people up just by saying their first name.
Yeah.
Or I hit them with Jake. What's up?
Yeah.
But keep in mind, I'll be scrolling through and I'll be, holy crap, this guy said I'm interested. Like I have so many. You with me? Look, it's going to load and then there's going to be more. You with me? That's spinning. Look how many I've got.
Okay. So you're saying if one person doesn't text you right away, it's not
Are
a big
you looking
deal.
at this, bro?
Yeah.
When it stops, it's going to take off again.
Yeah.
There's thousands. If you see one with dark black, I hadn't opened. There was one I saw just now. I was like, wait, I didn't open that one. Just literally didn't open it. Hey, look at this one. This was September 6th. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing this. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm opening it. So I'm going to go, Jordan. Ha. I did the same thing and didn't notice this. ... Really would like to connect with you. Here's my phone number, 336-340-3935. Like I literally just found one that had went by.
Mm-hmm.
And watch this. Watch when I show you this profile. Bad to the bone. You with me? Jordan, yeah. Tampa Bay car dealer, helping lovers find their dream ride. Ooh, I like that. You with me? And so sharp, got all kinds of cool pictures of cars, right? So I just found it. And then I'm going to type my number again, 336-340-3935.
So like
I'm available right now if you want to buzz me, ... or just text me and we will try to find 5 minutes. So see how it looks. So I sent one message, answered him back, then my phone number, then another message. But you want to take a picture of it?
Yeah.
I can send you a picture.
Got it. Yeah, I got it. That's cool. So like I was sending out a bunch yesterday when we were at the airport. I sent it out 6:24 a.m. and I just got it back now. She said, hey Jake, how are you? Yeah, I can't text through here. I won't be able to get on the phone.
All right, here's another one. September 13th. What's the opportunity? See, what I'm telling you is I sent so many to so many sharp people. Sorry, Ryan. I've been swamped with business lately, ... Let me give you a little bit more, but you're welcome to give me a buzz at 336-340-3935. See, I mean, here I go again. I'm so excited about these. I'm doing this instead of talking to you, right? I'm like, oh my God. And people say, well, I wouldn't want to be that busy or that swamped. I'd prayed for this, right? 336-340-3935. Let me tell you what I'm going to say to him. I've been looking for someone that's good in the car industry that I can explain this financial technique to, and then they can partner with me to take it to other people in the car industry, ... It's called Be Your Own Banker, ... It's also called Infinite Banking. Or just text me and we will try to find 5 minutes. So, dude, I have so many. But the ones that we just said time out. We were sending them. So like, it's just making sense. This is how many I got.
Yeah, clear.
It's loading. It's going to load up another 100. And that's in primary. We can go over to general. These are the ones that have responded. Look how many of these are. And it's going to load up more. These have responded. So it just goes on and on. You know, I'm not as lucky as y'all think.
Hey, Andy, I got a quick question. 2 questions. I saw you go to Jake's profile and you're going to show something. Second question, my cousin, she doesn't live here, but she's at home with a baby. We were thinking of getting her to just send mass text, or do you think we should hire somebody local or have like a local staff do it? Or not?
I like her doing it. If she's somebody you trust and you like them.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep in mind, you got to give them your password.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you trust them, husband, father, traveler, and bikes. Yeah, I would probably put something on there about is bikes, the four-wheelers that y'all like.
Yeah, dirt bikes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put dirt bikes. I don't know what traveler and bikes, but I would be husband, father, traveler, dirt bike man, young parent, because these are the people you're going to go after.
Yeah.
So this guy just answered back in meetings until 5 today. This is a guy I forgot about. You heard my message, Jordan. Ha ha. I did the same thing. I didn't notice this in meetings, maybe this week later on. Yes, I'm in a meeting right now, cheating by texting you, ... How about tomorrow? I'm kind of wide open, ... Let's pick a spot, comma, time, ... And I'm on Eastern time, FYI. Does that make sense? Like it's a conversation. But here's what, okay, on yours, the people you're going to go after, you need to reflect that you like that sort of stuff.
Mm.
Now, I'm going after car sales guys that make $300,000 to $400,000. I don't recommend you go after them because you don't, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that's not really your guy.
Right.
But your guy is bikers. Now, if you like car sales, maybe you do go after them. I'm not against you going after the car people. And if I'm Olga, I'm going Colombian and I'm going airline employees. At first, if she was Delta, I'd go Delta. If she's American, but once I run out of American Airlines people, I'd go to Delta. Then I go to Southwest. Because can you imagine if you recruited 12 sharp-looking 27-year-old flight attendants or pilots? Oh, hello. Or baggage handlers that are real sharp. I really rather have the flight attendants or pilots. But look what she's making decent money as a baggage handler.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is work, it's follow-up. And then I love y'all's site with the kids, all that stuff. So what you want to do is emphasize to them it's part-time because you don't look all business, which I like. These people that look like they're all business, they're going to scare people. You won't see all business on mine.
Right.
Hey, but I tell you what, you see how I'm responding to these people? A lot of people don't do that with their agents.
Mm.
You with me? Like everything is not instant, incredible, and urgent. I see everything as urgent. The only time when I start being not urgent is when I see these people. These people are not urgent with me. I start prioritizing. I've got people over here, like if Brian Adams calls, I'm going to put this call on hold and I'm going to walk away. You with me? I'm just going to or I might say, look, dude, I'll be done with this thing in 15 minutes. Boom, I'm out of here. I'll call you. Is that work? Or now. If it's urgent, if it's important, I'll do it now, sir. I mean, you got to remember where your bread is buttered. You got to remember who the leader is. You got to be smart about this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. With every single person, one of the first things we find out is geographically, you're on my iPad. I can't do it. But what I would usually do when I'm talking to this person, I pull up the city they're in and look where else we're going to be close by there. Or if Andy Riddle's going to be close by or Mike Leventovich, I can send them to Mike's office. I can send them to Riddle's office. I'm trying to figure out how I can get them connected. True that? Here's a good social media. I'm not sure if this person's watching, but all he says is just for fun. He's got 1,607 followers. I would probably add to that and put insurance, financial services, and then think of other things. I would ask him, what else do you like? I remember I was talking to Avian about electric guitars. He loves them. He's got a couple $100,000 collection. He can talk guitars to anybody.
Yeah.
So I would put guitars are big time on me and bitch to financial services. So you want people that like you to add financial services to their repertoire. And then, what's going to happen is I'm talking to one right now. Hopefully my guys, Clay and Patrick, were traveling up north. It's in New York. Me and him got to be friends talking. And by the way, let me say this, Hannah, Patrick, y'all need to be sending people links to these calls that we've recruited, helping me. You also see how my assistants are helping. I can't do everything. My schedule, I'm busy, right? So I'm like, help me do this, get this posted. Like, because if you don't follow up with people, they're going to fall out. Until you get them locked in, it takes a lot of follow-up reminders to get on the calls. So this guy in New York, I'm talking to him, super sharp. Nothing on his profile says he's a detective, but he's been a detective for 4 years. Forensic science he studied at John Jay, some super nice university in New York. Well, they're going up. I talked to him. Then we talked to him and find out that his wife, matter of fact, I did it in Adam's. I was in Adam's lunch. I had Adam Katz upstairs at the event, had him for lunch. And I'm on the phone with the person. I find out that his wife is licensed with Prime America and don't like it. So I'm recruiting this sharp dude. Turns out his wife's with Prime America. He's like, wait, is this the insurance we're talking about? My wife's already in insurance. She's looking for a place to hang her at. So I got this sharp 30-year-old couple that he's got this massive success in mortgages, and he's a detective and something else he does good, or Airbnbs. And then she's in insurance. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to offer to fly them somewhere. I think what I'm going to do is fly them to Fort Lauderdale and get them out of New York for a couple of days, just to get around the team. People say, well, I don't have that kind of money. Well, sell some insurance, recruit some people, get them selling. There's a lot of money in insurance. But if you've got money that you're thinking about putting down payment on a new rental property, I would way rather spend $5,000 on this couple than on a new rental property. Unless I'm sitting there with $17 million in the bank, then I spend $30,000 on rental property and $5,000 on them. Duh.
Yeah.
But if I have one option and I only got $5,000, I'm gonna fight it on vested on that person. Now let me tell you something, bro. I plan on making money back. I ain't planning on throwing money. I ain't looking for write-offs. I'm not doing it because I want to write off. I'm looking at it because I want a ROI. What you want is to spend all that money y'all got and create another problem. So like you spend $50,000 and then you make $300,000. Oh God, I got a big problem now. I had a $50,000 tax bill. I'm going to pay $25,000 in taxes. Now I got $300,000. What am I going to do now? I'm going to pay $150,000. Albright made it worse. Well, take that $300,000, invest again, get a $2 million one. You'll be like, Albright, what am I going to do? I got $2 million. I'm going to pay $1 million tax. I know. Spend it on expanding your business. But at some point, Andy, don't you quit spending and start enjoying it? I do that all along. Start flying first class, but not until you got your money. I guarantee you, Davies flies first class. Andy Riddle flies first class. But if you say I'm gonna fly first class, but I'm not gonna make these other 5 trips, that's dumb, right? You gotta fly like, dude. I used to fly Southwest. Dude, hey, I'm with your friend. Look, let me show you. My team don't want me to show it because they'll steal your car. Look, so this is my Southwest, right? Because every time I was putting $5,000 a week, paying it off every week. Oh, this is good. I had young people that don't use credit cards; they use debit cards. I got a question: why in the world would you do that? Well, I don't want to spend more than I got. What are you, dumb? You know how much you got. If you got $10,000, you put $2,000 on a Southwest credit card. Take 2 of the 10, pay it off. Well, I don't want to have to pay it off all the time. Do you understand? You get free travel points. I've got like 1 million points of free travel. As a matter of fact, that's what I'll do. If Southwest flies to New York, I'll give them my free travel points and fly them in somewhere. Woohoo!
That's smart.
But I mean, I'm not kidding. I've discovered some young people who use debit cards to the credit cards. I'm like, why would you do that? You start charging $5,000 a week and pay it off every week, your credit score will be like 1,750. Be like your ACT score. Yeah. I So there's other stuff I know about money too that it's weird that people don't know. Let me see what this is. Questions, concerns, candy apples. Denver, Colorado. Oh, they're lighting up the Houston training. Put it on Facebook, put it on WhatsApp. I'm telling my staff this. Okay. So if you're a school teacher, I would do this. Like their school teacher, I would go on school teacher. I would do hashtag 7th grade teacher, hashtag high school teacher. And I would find every high school teacher. If you're a school teacher, I'm talking to a young couple that is, well, they're going to say we ain't young, but they are young. But you're looking for 27-year-old school teachers like Adam and Beth Katz. We recruited them when they were 23 years old. Super sharp couple, Adam and Beth Katz, school teachers. So if you're a school teacher, hashtag school teachers, hashtag teaching school sucks, hashtag need more school teachers, anything that will find you. Then you might find a New Jersey School Teacher Association. I don't know. You might find a educational resources that are free and it has 800 people signed up or 8,000 people. You click on following, you see all these people that are following that subject. So they've pulled them all together for you. Right. Then you go after them directly, not running ads, just directly going after them.
Yeah,
got this.
I just looked at hashtag young mom and there's like 598,000 posts in there.
Who knew? Who knew? Let me ask you this. Is there any chance that they'll be interested in something on the side? But you got to establish. You got to establish. Yeah, I'm with you. I understand. My child was born when I'm 16. You don't have to tell them you're 26 now. But when you talk to them, you do. You go like, hey, listen, I don't know about you, VeRae, but I have a heart for those young mommies, don't you? So text that. I just have a heart for young mommies, and I started this business. It's been very helpful for me. You don't even have to tell them you're married. It's been helpful for me. Now, if they go on there and they see your husband, they go, well, see, you're married and I'm not. So, yeah, I know. But you got to understand that was 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and I wasn't then. And we were, matter of fact, we didn't even live in the same damn house. Right? I mean, you got a great story that people are going to relate to.
Right.
Right.
And hey, and if they're driving a Mercedes, in other words, if they look better off, they probably are better off. Hit them a message.
Gotcha.
This is a gold mine, people.
Yeah.
And as soon as you can get on the phone, and as soon as you can start talking to them, as soon as you can build that relationship, and if you like it, we got a guy right now we love, but I was like, this is not, I really don't need to work with this guy. I gave him to another guy on our team, and I said, look, will you start training him? And so they've built a relationship. I'm still in touch with my guy, and so is Hannah and Patrick, but there's another guy teaching him how to do, because his situation, I was just like, just give him this guy, he'll be a big help for him. You might do that sometimes on your team, because I didn't have a time. I've never seen this guy in person. We've become pretty close, sending videos back and forth and FaceTiming, but I've not met him in person, and the other guy hadn't met him in person, but we know we can get him up and selling quick, better than I could. Let's see, we've got more questions. If they're not interested, ask them for referrals. That's not a terrible idea, but so far, here's what I'm doing, because I've got so many, it might be true, Jason. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, let's keep in touch, because here's why. I want the ones I'm going after, I want them to feel like I was going after them and only them. I'm not just looking for their referral. I'm looking for a profile. But I've got, like I said, I just found 2 that I just hadn't even hit up. I mean, in other words, there's so many. Now, I've got to stop and start working the ones that are interested. I'm looking for more questions. I'm not big on. Oh, okay. Can you send me screenshot of the DM you sent Jordan? Yep, I can. Matter of fact, I can post that somewhere. I will post that on the agency manager WhatsApp. And then if somebody wants to repost it somewhere else. I shouldn't. Well, don't repost my. I don't care if you repost my phone number. I'm not scared. Okay, I'm asking. Y'all have more. Let's go back to well. I'm gonna stick with y'all, and I'm asking for new questions. Joseph Dukes. Okay. Say this to y'all. People don't know how much I work or how much I party. Like, you don't know how much I hunt in Africa. You don't know how much I go to ball games. You don't know how hard I work. But I try to, when I'm at the ball game, I promise you, I'm texting, I'm looking at my social media, not browsing it. I'm checking to see messages. I tell you what else, I almost had to quit looking at social media because I'm trying to answer so many people on the DM part. Okay, but so I've got people coming to the tailgate. I'm going to see people. I'm messaging. I'm taking phone calls. I'm doing FaceTimes. Like, I'm making stuff happen. By the way, just ordered those that ammunition. Everybody. By the way, people want that ammunition. They asked me. I told my guy. He said, "Send them to me." I mean, the stuff I do in a short amount of time, and I don't like. I'm going to end this call and go like, "All right, I'm done." Well, I thought it was early, but it's on time. All right. Hope this helps. I will try to answer more questions if y'all send me messages. People are still asking Jessica, like, she's working her, but she's like this. And she ain't got time to take an hour to do this. I didn't either, but I'm taking it. And we're saying, reuse this. Let's get after it.
Cool. Appreciate you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Spend more money, more effort to give one more person in depth. Look, in width and in depth. Money, time, effort, energy, emotion. All those are critical with this deeper person and this width. All right, love y'all. So proud of y'all. Hey, volume. I didn't let y'all do a high level. Volume wise, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing in September? What did your hire do?
We did
94,000.
94,000.
Sir.
And then we're gonna mark it right here. 94,000. October 1. Let's y'all need to think about goals for next October. Some outlandish goal. You probably already did during break.
We just got a 10x. All we got to do is 10x. We're doing $1 million a month by next year. It's
$1 million a month.
Yeah, like, by October.
Our business is pea size. We just got 10x.
Yeah, it's growing. We're growing.
I love it. I'd love to have 10 more $100,000 legs. Y'all 100,000 leg, another 100,000 leg. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But,
yeah, we're having fun. We'll get it. Yeah, next year.
How much of that 94 was y'all's first one?
44.
44.
Money in the bank. Let's invest in width. Staff, secretaries, travel, flying them in. Let's go. Later.
Let's get it.
Thank y'all. Thank you, staff. Great job. Love you.
Thank you. Bye.
Record.